Shalom, shalom to all of you, and welcome to Prophetic Perspective with Apostle Mudasa Games. I want to speak to you on the prophetic perspective, the next step. For I see in the spirit realm, and I sense very strongly that many of you are at a place where you would have done everything that you can. You would have tried everything that was suggested to you. You would have prayed. You would have followed the instructions of Yahweh given to you. Yet you still find yourself in a hopeless place where your back is against the wall. You're still struggling and still fighting and wondering, when is this thing going to break? And I believe that you are at that place where you must take the next step. You're wondering, what do I do now? Having done all that I can, having done all that I know to do, what am I supposed to do? I believe your answer lies in these two verses that King David released in Psalm 62, verse 1 and 2. Scripture tells us, reading from the New Living Translation, David says, I wait quietly before God, for my victory comes from him. He alone is my rock in my salvation, my fortress, where I will never be shaken. And as I was reading this, the Spirit of God began to minister to me and caused me to realize and to understand that many of you are at a place right now where it is time for you to wait quietly before God. For victory comes. King Solomon in his wisdom tells us that there's a time for everything. There's a time for us to speak. There's a time for us to act. But there's also a time for us to be still, to be silent. And I believe you're in that time, in that place where you must wait patiently and wait quietly before God. For victory comes. Your victory is assured. But now is not time for you to battle with your mouth. And now is not time for you to fight with your hands. It is time for you to fight with silence, in quietness. The psalmist tells us, be still and know that God is God. May the stillness of God come upon you. And irrespective of how much you see the enemy moving here and there, and you will be wise to stay in silence, stay quietly, wait patiently before God. Glory be to God. Let God do it. For if you move when you're supposed to remain in silence, then you will jeopardize your victory. Because the instruction, the next step you must take right here, right now, is to wait quietly before God. Your victory is coming, but you must wait quietly. It may be difficult, but may you, like Yeshua HaMashiach, standing before Pilate, and he's been questioned and accusations have been hurled at him. Yet the Bible tells us in John, I think chapter 19 thereabout, that Yeshua answered them not a word. He said nothing. He stood there in silence. He stood there waiting. And I pray by the mercy of God that as you wait, you would wait quietly. For he alone is your rock, your salvation, your fortress. You will not be shaken if your hope is in God. He alone is my strength and my shield. Oh God. You alone. To you alone I yield. May you come to that place even now. Though the fog is settling and the darkness has crept in, hear the wisdom of the Spirit of God, the counsel of God. Yes, it is quite easy to get up and fight because you think it is the way to do it. But I said to you, the next step for you to take is to wait quietly, wait in silence. You have said all that you needed to say to God. Now, draw back and wait quietly. For your victory comes from God, and He will bring it at the appointed time. Thank you so much for joining me on this prophetic perspective, the next step. I kindly ask that you share this broadcast with somebody else who may be in need of it. And if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, it would be an honor for me to have you subscribe so that I can feed you by the leading of the Spirit of God. And those of you who have already subscribed, thank you so much for doing so, and thank you for sharing this with somebody else. Shalom and love. I'll see you soon. God blessings rest upon you, upon your house, upon everything that concerns you, for the glory and honor of Yeshua HaMashiach. Wait in silence, wait quietly, for He that promises to come will come.